What's going on, everybody? Geek Summit back with another action figure review. Today I came home to find two of these bad boys sitting on my doorstep. I was very excited to get them. Somebody had actually gotten a very, very early release of possibly hundreds of these things over in Marietta, Georgia, and sold them on eBay. And I picked up two of them because I knew I was going to customize one immediately. But I just want to do a quick review for everybody who's waiting to see these in May and June when they actually hit retail. I got this for $26.99, which is just about double what I'll be paying when they do finally hit retail. But I really thought it was worth it just to get one in hand and see what we were going to be working with. You see the packaging is very red heavy. You see the Superman chest in the background on the inside of the blister, which has a little bit more blue to it, but otherwise it's a very, very red packaging scheme. The back of it shows the other two figures to be released in the first wave. That would be Russell Crowe's Jor-El and Michael Shannon as General Zod. I really think that's going to be a very funny mix of accents. General Zod's kind of got a Chicago sound to him, and of course you got Jor-El, Drunkus Maximus, and Henry Cavill doing the best he can for an American accent. It seems like he's done a pretty good job. We have a short bio here for Man of Steel Superman. Not really anything that we don't know there. We have the Movie Masters, authentic detail, deluxe articulation, super ink quality, Movie Masters, blah, 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 blah. It's all true, but we don't have to read again. Very cool. Very happy to get this. Very cool packaging scheme. I think they're really just trying to separate themselves from the very dark, I guess, how would you put it? Very dark packaging scheme they had for the Dark Knight Rises line, which, you still see some of that in retail, and this will definitely help them kind of pop out sitting right next to it. If they do want to group these up next to the remaining Green Lanterns and whatever's left of Batman when this finally hits. But anyway, I want to do a quick opening real quick for you. I always like to cut my packages open pretty close to the blister where it hits the cardboard. I like to keep my backers. I'm silly like that. Never know. Never know when you like to refer back to something. Really, I just hate ripping stuff up and ripping stuff open. You never know when you could break something. But anyhow, so there is the cardboard backer itself with this S-Shield stand. I saw this on the other one that I actually opened already, and I wasn't too impressed with it. I know that Green Lantern just got the simple green transparent oval, and Batman really didn't get anything. But for Superman, we get this, pretty plain red, not really reliefed, S-Shield. I'm assuming, possibly in looking at some of the schemes they've got for reusing the other bodies for Zod and everything for the smaller figures, they're just going to repaint this for the Feora and then the Zod logo and all that. But, for what it is, still pretty cool. So he will have something to kind of help him stand up, because I know this big red vinyl cape is going to give us fits. Let's get this guy out of here. And there he is. Luckily, for this line, they didn't go with some action pose or something to really roll the dice on destroying this figure before you even open it. There's no bands, so he's just placed into that plastic shell, which is good. He's not really tucked in for any weird poses. They're going to warp the joints and basically just make your figure crap before you can even really truly own it. The paint is kind of surprised me. We saw the earlier shots of it when they were first releasing in USA Today, and the body seemed a lot brighter. And of course, it didn't have all the detail of the chainmail, I guess you call it, on the costume. But it definitely had all of the detail for this ribbing and webbing, I guess you could call it, on the actual costume. The likeness is great. They did a really good job. I don't know if I can work my zoom when I'm recording. Anyway, we'll get some closer shots here in a second. The face likeness is pretty good. They've gone with this peculiar 2 o'clock shadow, we'll call it. It's a little bit of shading on the lower half of the face. And then of course we have the big red vinyl cape, which is pretty, it gives a little bit right there in the middle, but it's there. It's pretty big. Then we have all the standard articulation, minus one point that is getting up everybody's butt, which is the torso articulation. There's no bend to that middle torso, which, for Superman that just seems completely necessary. Otherwise, we still have a ball joint neck with a little bit of up and down posability. Of course, all your 360. Then we have your ball joint shoulders, your swivel bicep, and your hinge elbow, and your cut wrist, cut waist, then your T-crotch with the double hinge hips, then another cut in the upper leg, hinge for the knee, hinge for the ankle. Not terribly disappointed with that one point right there. That ab crunch joint is the only thing they really could have done to step up this figure. But I can also understand that putting that in there and then putting this big rubber cape on there would kind of cancel each other out. But really, altogether, they've done a damn fine job. I'm probably going to own quite a couple of these, quite a few of them. I'm going to set the camera down and change our angle a little bit, get a better shot on this with some lighting and really show it off. So let's change it up.